What's up YouTube? So in today's video we're going to be going over ways that you can improve your game, ways that you can get better at Call of Duty. I'm going to be going through some tips that I have found to be very helpful to me, and hopefully they're going to be doing the same to you. As you can see, I'm looking a lot smarter today. Shout out to Danny over at Roberts in Bury St Edmunds for cutting my hair today. Looks really good. Cheers for that, mate. Also, thank you to Youth Energy for supplying me with a few of their drinks. If you're looking for a G Fuel alternative in the UK and other places, check them out. Have a look on their Twitter and their website, which will be linked below, as always, for the rest of my videos. So cheers to those, and let's get on this video. So in front of you, you can see a gameplay which was on Redwood. The class I'm going to be using for this is a class that I kind of tend to use a lot. I often use the same perks for a lot of different games and a lot of different classes that I use. So the perks I'm using for this game is Sixth Sense. I use Sixth Sense a lot when it comes to all game modes, because I just find that indication you get, as you can see there, the indication let me know that there was someone just outside the window, so I can go and pick him up. I think Sixth Sense is one of the most overpowered perks in the game for people who like to play rushing. If you're someone who uses a sniper or sits at the back of the map, this isn't going to help you out very much. But for someone like me who plays really aggressively, Sixth Sense is something that I just cannot do without. I've tried playing with other perks on using Flak Jacket and stuff, but Sixth Sense is a perk that I love and I will use pretty much on every class except for snipers, really. The next perk I'm using is Fast Hands. Now this again is going to be beneficial to my way that I play the game. Fast Hands is something that improves your switch weapons, but the thing is I don't use a second weapon often, but it improves your aim speed after sprinting. Now this is something that really improves my game, because I sprint around a lot. If you see in this video, I spend the majority of the game sprinting, like here. Like that's a good example. Fast Hands has just helped me get my gun up a little bit faster, just so I can hit that enemy straight after a sprint, because I've been chasing him. And the third perk that I use a lot is sometimes I'll use Awareness. Awareness is really great if you've got a headset, but often I will just use Blast Pressure because I have a scuff controller. I mean, it's different for other people, but because I have a scuff controller, I do a lot of jumping, and because of the way that I play the game, I do a lot of sliding as well to help me out. So the Blast Presser just keeps you silent when you're doing that sort of thing, and it takes away that like pulse, that red pulse on the map that tells you that there's someone near you, double jumping or sliding. So they're the perks that I use. The gun setup is totally going to be however you see fit. My guns recently, I've been using the suppressor on a lot of my weapons. The suppressor is really good for obviously my game type as well. A lot of this is going to be based around how I play the game and how it benefits me. So the suppressor I find is a must for me, because it keeps you off the enemy radar when you're shooting. And if you've managed to do a flank and you're behind the enemies, you can sort of move swiftly and pick off enemies as and when they come about. And the people in front of the enemies, if you didn't have the suppressor on, they turn around and they all know where you are. They all know that you're behind, and they'll just try and take you out. So with that suppressor on, it keeps you off the map, and this is going to improve greatly. It's really going to improve how you stay stealthy and stay off the enemy radar. Because if you can stay off the radar, then there's going to be less people shooting at you. So what you need to do is improve your aim. This is something that's just going to come about from playing a lot. If you play often enough, your aim's going to get better, and the way you play the game is going to improve. So the first thing you want to do is improve your aim. That's it's not a lot more I can tell you about that, except for improve, keep playing, and eventually you're going to get better and your aim will improve. The next thing is something that I have learnt a lot playing Black Ops 3 and watching other people on YouTube. The Mark of J is one, and Swag XBL. These two players are really great decision makers. The problem that I had at the start was I was going way too aggressive. I'd run out into 3 or 4 people, get 2 kills and die. Whereas if I was using, if I was a lot more tactical and a lot better decision-making skills, I probably would have managed to take out 3 or 4 people instead of 2 and get killed. So you want to sort of use, you want to pre-aim a lot. Pre-aiming is something that I do round corners. Like, I'm not sure if I'm going to do it here. Pre-aiming is something that I do a lot when I'm playing. So like that there, I know if there's someone around there, I know that my gun is going to be up before theirs. So I'm going to get the first shot off, and the likelihood is I'm going to get the win. I'm going to win that gunfight. So pre-aiming is something that I do a lot when I'm playing, especially if I know that there are enemies around, and that's something that really improves my game. So the next thing is I do a lot of jumping. You'll notice I spend a lot of time in the air, because if you're up in the air, you're going to be a lot harder to shoot. Alongside with, if you are sliding, you're going to be a lot harder to shoot. So you want to practice the in-game movements of jumping and sliding a lot. This is going to improve your game greatly. If you can slide and snap onto an enemy while you're sliding, or just after the slide, then that's really going to help. That is something that I do, and you'll see in this video I do a lot of jumping, and that's mainly because I've got a scuff controller. But even if you don't have a scuff controller, you can change your settings to use the jump as one of the analog sticks, or to use the jump as one of the bumpers. So you don't really need a scuff controller to do these sorts of things. You just need to change your settings and get used to them, really. So jumping and sliding is something I do a lot. The next thing I'm going to go on to talk about is going to be the specialist as well. This is a personal preference. It depends how good you are at the game. If you're someone who plays aggressive, my favourite specialist to use for playing aggressive is going to be kinetic armor and also combat focus. Now, right there, you've seen I've put a few shots into someone and I decided to back away and kind of take a back seat. He was going to kill me, and there's no point in me challenging someone if I know I'm going to lose. So what you want to do is back away and go sit behind something. You can call it camping if you like, but that's just the way that you want to play the game. If you want to go for high KDs and get kill streaks and get good gameplays. So back onto what I was talking about before. You need to choose a good specialist for you. If you're someone who likes to shoot, who likes to get kills with the specialist, then obviously go for the fire break, purifier, or the scythe, or even the ruin gravity spikes. Things like that are going to be really good. But the problem with those is they take longer to charge up. So I like to use kinetic armor or combat focus, depending on what kind of gameplay I'm going for. If I'm going for a gameplay where I want a lot of gun kills, I'm going to be using the kinetic armor, and what I do with the kinetic armor is I'll put it on just before I enter a room which I know has got enemies in it, and that'll pretty much guarantee you, if you can hit your enemies, that's going to guarantee you 2 or 3 kills realistically, if you can get in there by sliding and surprise them. So combat focus is a great specialist you can use, because it recharges relatively quickly compared to a lot of the other stuff. And if you're going for score streaks, this is the one you want to be using. Obviously, you're going to be vulnerable when you do it, but it's no different. It's no different to running around without anything on. You're gonna get killed the same. It's just combat focus kind of makes it a little bit difficult because you're kind of under pressure. So that is the game. I went 51 for 6. I hope these tips have helped you at all. So just to recap on these tips, I'm going to say get better at aiming. That's going to be the first thing you want to be doing. You want to practice playing games with bots or something like that. That's going to improve your aim, and it's just over time it's going to get better, and you're going to get better as a player. The next thing is decision making. This is something that's going to come with experience. You're going to learn the maps, you're going to learn things like that, and you're going to be learning how to make better decisions when you're getting into gunfights, and you're going to know when to back away from gunfights. Sometimes you know someone's got a certain gun, someone's got a shotgun in a room. The likelihood is, if you go in with an assault rifle, he's going to get you before you get him. That's just the way the game is. That's just a fact of the game, really. This is something that you're going to be able to learn, and you're going to be able to make better decisions. And the last thing is just choose your classes and choose your specialists to a way that suits you. My classes, as I mentioned earlier, really benefit me and how I play the game. If you're someone who plays a lot stealthier than me or a lot sort of if you play kind of campy, then your class setup is going to be different to mine. You might be running flak jacket or tactical mask, whereas I don't turn them on. I don't use them. So it's going to be up to you and your personal preferences, really. So that is my video for today. I hope this video improves the way you play the game, and I hope you get better with these tips. If you did get better with these tips, or if you think these tips are good, please leave me a like. That'd be much appreciated. Let me know in the comment section what you thought. You can follow me on Twitter, Instagram, YouTube, Snapchat. Add me on PSN. All of those accounts, my username is JackLangston501. So you can add me on all of those. I'll be more than happy to chat to any of you guys, whether it's through Twitter or YouTube or Snapchat. Any way you want to do it, I'll be more than happy. I'll always reply to anyone who asks me questions or anything like that. So thank you so much for joining me in today's video. I hope you enjoyed it. Let me know what you thought, and I'll see you in the next one. Thanks for watching the video, guys.